Well, welcome back. We were just talking about how 75,000 people a month needed extra food. But in our school system, where we've really had to concentrate on reading, writing, arithmetic, the school has had to act as a super parent, trying to make sure the kids get breakfast and lunch. There's some intellectual starvation there too. And out in the Ojai Valley, the Ojai Music Festival really enriches the world with what occurs there in terms of bringing in conductors and bringing in people to really open our eyes up to music. But one of the byproducts, with me is Mandy Radford. Andy, tell us about yourself and how you got to where you are and what your program's all about.
In the Ojai Music Festival, our education program is called Bravo. And I came to Bravo in 2000 when I moved to Ojai. And the program was at its very beginning then. I actually came to this position as the coordinator for the program in 2004. The program serves the schools in many levels. We go in at kindergarten, and every student in the Ojai Unified School District receives a wonderful workshop in kindergarten. We work a lot in the 3rd grade, 4th through 6th. We work with the people who have chosen music in the junior, senior high school levels. And we're working towards working with college students during our festival in several different ways. And then we work with the community during the music festival as well. And so we really try and serve the community. I came in as an artist in residence, we call it, a musician working within the schools. And this was after I moved to town. And I work at a program called Adopt a Musician. And I go in and work for a series of workshop lessons. We don't really do that type of concert where the students come in and watch an orchestra play. That's how I started as a musician. But it's not what we do anymore. We try and be there for a series of workshops to really connect with the students. And we connect with them, so we're working with their regular curriculum, and we're working with them, so we are trying to move ahead in all ways. And it's a very cool program. I actually started the Ojai Music Festival as a performer. I first came up as a dancer. I went to Cal Arts, and I came up as a dancer in a West African drum and rhythm ensemble in 1978. And I came twice more as a musician in the 80s. And so I go back a long way with Ojai. Bravo started about 2000, and I was the first artist in residence. We have about 5 different artists in residence who come in now with wonderful programs. One of our top programs is called Flutes Across the World, which is pretty well known now. Our educator, John Zaretsky, is known throughout Southern California. And this month, he is taking a load of flutes made by students in Ojai and other areas to Haiti. And what he does is he goes in with a workshop, works with them 4 or 5 times, and the students create 2 flutes from PVC pipe. And they keep one for themselves, and the other one, the best flute, they send off with a picture of themselves with the flutes to these areas, these underserved areas of the world. He's gone to Nepal, the Philippines, Honduras, Nicaragua, now Haiti. And he's received the top civilian honor from the United Nations, the White Helmet Award. And this is just a great connection at all levels, what we can do for people and in other places. We have a program called Rhythm and Songs Across the World with a great ethnomusicologist, Judy Piazza. We have a program called Got Strings. And one of the first programs we had working with another organization, that organization is the Ojai Youth Symphony. And we went into one of the schools in Ojai and gave every student in a class a violin. And they get to keep that violin and play it as long as they're enrolled in a music program in the public schools. And we intentionally chose the Title I school, the most underserved school in the area. And this program is now in its 7th year. And as a result of this program, working with our artist in residence, Amy Hagan, there is now string programs in all the secondary level schools in Ojai. We work with Julie Tumamayat, who's a Chumash elder. She leads a course on Chumash culture, dance, singing, more flute making, a lot of flutes. And a very well-respected person in the community. And we're looking ahead to other things, too. We're hopeful to bring in some opera next year, where the school actually builds their own opera and then performs it. But this is all second to what was the first Ojai program, a very well-known one in the area, the music van. And the music van is a really simple idea, but it's a strong one. It is that the group of volunteers, sometimes as many as 20 at a time, go in, work with a single class, and leaders tell about the different instruments, and every student gets to play all of the instruments. And that's what Bravo is really about, putting instruments and other musical bits into the students' hands. It's not just showing, it's really giving them hands-on opportunity. We try and do the music van before the students have a chance to go into music, if they choose to, and to give them some inside information. So our volunteers are amazing in this course. And after the kids are in those workshops, the artist in residence workshops, we progress to what we call the Imagine concert. And now we take those kids in the 4th to 6th grades, we bring them all together for large assemblies, and we bring in students who have chosen to play in the secondary schools. A jazz band from here. This year we had the mariachi and folklorio from De Anza Middle School here in Ventura. And try and represent the possibilities of what's out there. We bring in professional musicians. This year, our volunteers, our Education and Outreach Committee, made 1,000 pairs of Appalachian spoons, taped them together so everybody in the audience could play at the same time, along with the mariachi band and some other students on percussion. And that was pretty amazing. We've never done such an all-encompassing performance before. And I'm forgetting something good about this. What do you think it is? There's something good about the Imagine concert. I like this. What is it? We bring in all these kids. They get to see what they get to play. They play with their colleagues. They get to play with their older brothers. They all come to a location. They get to see what it is. And then those who move ahead go and play in the junior high level, where we bring in professional musicians. Musicians meeting musicians. This year we brought in a group from Mexico, Metalis M5, a brass ensemble, working with the local group Performances to Grow On, and had an assembly in the newly renovated Libby Bowl for all of the students. But we also had workshops at the high school for those students already continuing in music. And so they got to go and work with those professional musicians. We're always trying to bring in somebody else to work with them if we can. And all those kids are invited to the music festival, which happens in June of every year. This year is June 7 to June 10. And we're having an amazing program on the opening day of the festival. A piece by a composer, an American composer named John Luther Adams. The name of the piece is Inuxuit. And we hope that every young musician or musician wannabe will come to Libby Park to see spread out all over the park 45 different percussionists, all playing an array of instruments, and 3 piccolo players. Okay, 3 piccolo players. Anyway, musicians everywhere, all spread around the park. Those musicians come from UCSB, University of California, San Diego as well, where the professional group Redfish Bluefish is heading up this. The USC School of Music, the Colburn School of Music, Northridge. We're bringing in student musicians from everywhere. We're bringing in graduates of those programs, the teachers, and it's a huge community presentation in many ways. And it's a great start to our regular festival. And we also do other things during the festival. Another thing we have towards college-age students is we now have a wonderful internship program. And this has been going for quite some time. This year we might have as many as 20 interns serving. And it's wonderful because those musicians are not just working in the area they've done. They're not just, again, playing the flute. They are working at the box office, or in production, or maybe with me in education, or maybe at the bookstore. All sorts of possibilities there. Also, we have our concert insights, our pre-concert programs, and we also have Ojai Talks, which is a conversation between festival artists and Ara Guzalamian, who's the dean of the Juilliard School, who's one of the great music intellects and most personable people anywhere. So that's sort of a rough overshot.
Well, tell me about the festival itself. So